Bonjour, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cyril. I used to be a stem cell researcher, and this is why I can tell you about the science behind skincare ingredients. So, welcome to today's video, and as you can see, I have a new setup. Though I am back in my studio, I have changed a lot of things in the room, and I do think that it is way better than it used to be. So definitely comment down below and tell me what you think about this new organization. And also, before I jump into today's video, I just want to say a few things concerning my previous video, which was a reaction video about one from Hiram. This video is just about the product recommendation. It is of course not about Hiram by himself as a person. He's actually a very nice person. I have talked to him several times actually on Instagram, and also I think on YouTube recently. He's someone that has also a lot of integrity. So like always, just take my advice about skincare. This has nothing to do about his personality. So now, today's video, it is a new edition of basically product that I will never ever buy, and I am of course going to tell you why. So this series is all about, of course, helping you to make wiser choice about your skincare product, and also choosing, I would say, more wisely, basically what could really help your skincare routine, and why other products can be problematic. I say problematic and not toxic because quite frankly they are not like proper toxic ingredients that are going to give you skin cancer. Of course, even though you do buy those products, your face are not going to melt and you are not going to die from it. It's just that I do believe that they are way better option, and they are also simply more formula that makes just more sense overall. So let's dive in. So when I was preparing this video, I've been basically to Sephora.com, and I found like two products that are features by Sephora. So the first one is one created by Huda Beauty. This is the Wishful Yo Glow Facial, and this one is what they call an enzyme scrub. So this product retails for $39 for 100 ml, and basically what it is, this is an exfoliant. So I do find that for the price, this is actually quite honest. You have 100 ml. Also, this is not a product that you are going to finish immediately, so I do think that you can keep it for quite a long time. But there are a lot of things in this formula that are like, just no, that can be also very problematic, and overall they don't really make sense, so why buy it? And this is definitely those type of product that if I can imagine that they are sent to me in PR, would I try them? Yes, I would probably try it on my hand, and basically that's it, but I will never really use it on my face. And of course, if I don't want to use it on my face, I will never recommend it to you. So the first ingredient is cellulose. I am wondering actually if it is not what is going to give like the scrub particles in it. So just before we just jump into this formula, this product is basically a sort of hybrid, I would say, because it is a scrub, an enzymatic peel, and also an acid. I have decided actually to feature this product because it was a good opportunity to talk about basically peeling that are enzyme based. So what is an enzyme? An enzyme is a big protein that have the capacity to speed up a biochemical reaction. So basically when your cells are doing something, all those reactions are catalyzed by an enzyme. So most of the time what an enzyme do is that they take two products and, for example, they link it together. So they just help to gather everyone in a tiny room to make the reaction happening. So in this one you actually find two enzymes. The first one is bromelain and the second one is papain. So I've been actually knowing those enzymes for a very long time because you find them quite often in biology, and they are needed to do some experiments. So something that is extremely important with every enzyme is to know the correct pH where they work. A good example is that you have a lot of enzyme into your stomach to help you digest all the food, the protein from the meat, from the eggs, and etc. And those enzymes in our stomach works basically at pH 1, so a very low pH. This is why your stomach also is so acidic. This is the same thing for bromelain and papain. So I went to one of the suppliers. The suppliers here is Sigma Aldrich. This is actually a very famous company for us biologists, for researcher. And every time when you are buying those type of product, they give you like the correct pH to use those enzymes when you do need them. So bromelain, the pH is 4.5. And for papain, it is between 6 and 7. So straight away here, before even looking at the other ingredient, it doesn't make really sense because the two enzymes doesn't work exactly at the same pH. The papain is better at pH 6, so pretty high pH actually. I just remind you that the skin pH is around 5 and 5.5, and the bromelain has a lower acid. Also, for those enzymes to work, one key condition on top of this is, of course, the time. The longer that you are going to leave them on the skin and the more efficient they are going to be, even though they can work quite fast. The last thing is that because those two enzymes are what we call peptides, so it means that they are enzymes that cuts proteins, so those ones that are going to help to exfoliate your skin by breaking the sort of bonds that you have between the dead skin cells, which are what we call corneosome, but they are basically such of protein scratch, and those enzymes are going to cut them, hence the exfoliant effect. Why use a scrub with enzyme? In my sense, it doesn't really make sense, because if it is a scrub, you are going to physically remove those enzymes, not for like 1 hour. I'm pretty sure that if you remove the enzyme, it would be probably the same. On top of that, you also have AHA in the form of alpha hydroxy acid. Unfortunately, we don't know the concentration of them, which again, this is not what I like. If you know me, this is very important, because when you know the concentration of active, depending on your skin need and also on your skin type, you will know if this is very harsh, pretty mild, or super gentle. So in terms of AHA, we find citric acid, lactic acid, malic acid, tartaric acid, and glycolic acid. So they are also fruit acid, meaning that you naturally find them in the fruits, which doesn't make them better than something else because you find them in fruits, by the way. So they are, the efficacy also is pH dependent. Some of them can also work at a higher pH, around 5 or 6, but most of them, they are optimal at pH 3. Again, this is not compatible with the enzyme, so I'm like, okay, girl, not really interesting in my book. Also, you don't know the concentration, which is something that is very important, because if you are someone that have super dry skin, super sensitive skin, you do need the concentration. Conversely, if you are someone who has a lot of acne prone, you are already following a skincare regimen to fight acne, and you want to introduce another exfoliant product on top, for example, of your adapalene, this is going to be extremely relevant, because if it is too concentrated, for example, in acid, this is going to burn your skin. So I don't like, in general, exfoliant product where I don't know the damn concentration. So on top of that, this exfoliant product also contains perfume. So you have perfume and also most likely extract from essential oils. I'm like, come on, you are giving me an exfoliant product plus essential oils and perfume. This in general is a huge warning, like no, 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 no. And why? Because when you are, especially with a scrub and an acid, you are just going to push everything further deep down in the skin. And guess what? Perfume and essential oils, there are many reports to show that they are skin sensitizing, and also that they can trigger an allergic reaction. So this is not wise at all, even though you are going to rinse them. So in addition of those very problematic ingredients, you also have a ton of extracts, many from fruit, which have basically not a lot of scientific data. So again, why had them? So I don't know, like for like the marketing team, it looks good because you say, oh, my product is very natural because it contains a lot of fruit extract. I'm like, yeah, but this is not relevant for the skin biology and for your skin health, and they may be more problematic than anything else. So overall, I am not impressed. I also find that this is more like of a marketing claim for me, because we already have a ton of different products that are acid base. So why not combine the three, like the scrub, the acid base, and also have some enzyme, because like this, it may look more bougie. I'm like, in my book, this is completely irrelevant. So now, if you want to have, I would say, better, simple alternative, a product that I features in my channel for a very long time is simply this one from The Ordinary. This is the glycolic toner. This one retails for less than $10. It is also formulated at a low pH, a pH 3.6, so this is optimal. This one is going to work. You don't have a crazy concentration that might basically mess up your skin. I really like this one. You want another one that is also very efficient? If you're in the United States, try this one. The Camellia from Crave Beauty is also an excellent option, very gentle for the skin. It has 5% of glycolic acid. I really enjoy this one. Other option from a European brand that is a tiny brand, Geek and Gorgeous. You can try, for example, the one that has mandelic acid. It also has salicylic acid. This is so clever. And the other one is the Cactus AHA. This one has 12% of AHA, so this is definitely one that is more potent, and that will be more suitable for you if you are, for example, acne prone, or you just want to use one exfoliant once per week. Okay, so the second product doesn't actually have a awful formula, but it's just the price that every time I saw it, I'm like gagging. I'm like, oh my god, why charge people so much for this, basically? And this is the famous, the SKII, the Facial Treatment Essence. And this one retails for an insane price of $185. I mean, just thinking about the price, like hell no, my god. For this price, I want the product to even cleanse my toilet, my god. This is far too expensive. So formula, super duper simple. It is galactomyces, ferment filtrate, butyl glycol, pentyl glycol. You have then water, sodium benzoate, the methyl paraben, and sorbic acid, and well, that's it. So for this price, I mean, no, of course not. So now, just in terms of science, galactomyces ferment extract basically have almost no scientific data on it. I have found actually some scientific articles that are only written in Korean. So I can read a little bit of Hangul, but I don't understand it. Hangul is the Korean writing, so it's not going to help us much. It has some claim that it can, for example, brighten the skin. Now, is it those type of ingredients that are an absolutely must, a requirement in your skincare routine? Absolutely not. Is it a game changer formula? Absolutely not. Also, I am pretty convinced that this product is not going to be also very hydrating, because basically you have butyl glycol, pentyl glycol, and basically that's it. I mean, this is way far too expensive. There is not even glycerin in it. I'm like, come on girl, no! Charge people so much, it's like a robbery. If you do want to have, I would say, an alternative, even though it does not contain galactomyces, try this one from Misha. This is the Time Revolution, the first essence treatment essence. You also have basically the same formula in a mist that I do find very convenient, because you can mist your face once you have just washed your face, or basically take your shower in the morning. This is a good way to not have your face all dried out when you start your skincare routine. This one is also perfume free. You don't have any problematic ingredient. It is pretty straightforward. This one uses Saccharomyces ferment filtrate and also Bifida ferment lysate. So actually exactly like galactomyces. All those ones are what they call ferment extract. So they are a type of bacteria that you make grow. Actually, Saccharomyces is a yeast cereal, so this is not a bacteria, but you make them grow, and then you are either going like to crush them, and this is why we call them a lysate, or you are just going to take the supernatant, which is basically the media where those cells are growing, and they may indeed contain some very interesting molecule. For sure, they are a sort of food for cell. In a way, they are actually a pretty nice paper about Bifida ferment extract. This is also the extract that you find in the famous Time mission, the Borabit ampoule. Unfortunately, Misha have upgraded this damn formula and use essential oils, so I don't recommend it anymore, but this is quite good. And also this one, this is quite hydrating, so I really like it. If you like those very watery formula that are going to do something at least to hydrate your skin, try this one. This one is not too expensive, and it retails on ESL for $22.85 euros. So I mean, you don't even think about it, but please don't spend so much on a skincare product that is really not worth the price. So of course, thank you so much for being here. I also cannot imagine that I have 10K. There are 10K of Cyril Laurent people here, so thank you again so much. If you did like this video, give it a huge thumbs up. Also, if you are new, please consider to subscribe to my channel and to ring the bell to not miss any of my new videos. You can also check my Instagram account. I have a ton of stuff over there. Also, I hope you like the new background, and I will see you next time. Bye bye!